Alright everybody, and welcome back to the Goodie Pantry. So today we're going to be making gluten-free brownies. Now this was kind of a request that someone asked for, and this is for someone called Gluten-Free Runner. So here we go, there's your ingredients on the screen. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to share the video, and let's get straight on into it. Okay, so here's our ingredients. So I've got my dark chocolate, I've got golden caster sugar, I've got my milk chocolate chunks, cocoa powder, I've got my eggs, got my flour, and I've also got a block of butter. Okay, so here's what you want to do. So you want to get a pan on with some water in it and then a glass bowl over. Now put the water in warm and then put it on and start the melting process now. Because even on a high heat with doing it this way, chocolate can still catch. So I've always found this is the best way to do it. So this was just warm water out the tap. I've got the bowl on. So now the butter's going in first. I'm just going to let that butter by itself just melt down a little bit. But don't get rid of that paper that I've just showed you, because we're going to use that later. So now as the water's gradually heating up, the butter's starting to melt down. So you just want to give this a good stir, melt it down as much as you can, because then we're going to add our chocolate. So now we've got our chocolate going in, and I'm using Cadbury's Bourneville for this recipe. I prefer the taste of Bourneville. I'm also the cocoa powder I'm using is Bourneville as well. I just think it gives it a much better taste for the brownies. So now I'm going to melt that down and just keep stirring it until you've got a nice consistent chocolate. And just make sure when you've got it, there's no lumps left in it and it's nice and smooth. So when that's done, put that to one side to let it cool, and now we're going over to our stand mixer. Now you can use an electric whisk for this as well. So you're going to add your sugar to the bowl, and then you're going to add your eggs. And then set that away on a low to medium speed, and you're going to leave this for 5 minutes. This is what's going to give you that nice consistency to your brownies. And then after 5 minutes, it should look like this. So now I'm just going to turn that back on. And now we're going to slowly start adding our chocolate to the mix. So you're just going to let this keep going as it mixes in, and then once you've got all the chocolate in with the mix, you want to let it continue to mix for about another 30 seconds. So once you've let it mix for that over 30 seconds, this is what it'll look like. So now we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. So first we're going to go in with our cocoa powder. And then we've got our gluten-free plain flour. And then we're going to go in with about a teaspoon of vanilla. And our chocolate chunks. Now, when you're making this gluten-free, it's important to check the ingredients for the chocolate you buy when it's this kind of chocolate drops, because some of them do actually contain gluten because they're made a specific way. Most of the best brands don't, but some do, so just be very careful with what chocolate you buy for the chunks or the chips. So that whisked again for about another 30 seconds, and that's done. So now I'm going to prepare our tray. So I've got a silicone brownie tray, and this is why we kept that paper from earlier from the butter. So just use the paper with the little remnants of butter to grease and line your tray. Now this tray I'm using is a 8-inch tray or a 20cm tray. If you're using a bigger tray than this, because mine isn't the biggest tray, just remember for the cook time to take some time off. Or if you've got one that's smaller than mine, you need to add time on. So now we've got our mixture in our bowl. We're just going to let it sit there for about 10 minutes so let it level out. And then we're going to put it in the oven at 160 fan, 180 regular, 340 Fahrenheit. And then it's cooked for 45 to 50 minutes, and then it's done. Now the way to know this is done, if your tray is a different size to mine, is just watch the brownie mixture. So it'll come up from the sides, and once the brownie has leveled out, then it's cooked. So what you want to do then, you just want to let it cool. You want to give it a good 40 minutes, and then you can pop it out of its tray like I've done, and then you can just get it cut up into your portions. And I got 12 good sized pieces of brownie out of this. And as you can see here, it's got shape, but it's nice and gooey on the inside. And that's them when they're all done up and ready to serve. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. As I said, this was a request of someone who just really wanted a really good gluten-free brownie mix. And I also got asked if I could do a gluten-free bread, which I will do, and I'll be uploading within the next few days. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified for all new videos. And if you can, please share, drop a comment, especially if you've made them. Drop a comment, let me know how they turned out for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.